All right, today we're introducing the ins, in, out format. This is a format that's going to help you solve addition and subtraction word problems. Listen while I read problem A. A wallet is empty. $432 goes into that wallet. Then some money goes out of that wallet. The money ends up with $85. How much went out? In this problem, some money goes into the wallet and some money goes out of the wallet. How much money does the wallet end up with?
85.
So I will write 85 under end up in the number family. $85. Do we know how much money went out of the wallet?
No.
Do we know how much money went into the wallet?
Yes.
How much money went into the wallet?
135.
32, good. So we can write that for the big number. $432 went into the wallet. Now that we have two numbers for the number family, we can figure out the third number. What is missing, a big number or a small number?
Small number.
How do we find a missing small number?
Subtract.
Say the subtraction problem.
432 minus 85.
Good job. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next word problem. I won't have you solve the word problem until we practice with 3. Okay, listen while I read problem B. A florist starts without any roses. She picks up 87 roses. She sells 54 roses. How many roses does she end up with? In this problem, this florist starts without roses and then she picks up some roses. How many roses does she pick up?
87.
Very good. So I'm going to write 87 under the N in the number family. The florist then sells some of these roses. How many roses does she sell?
54.
So I'll write 54 under the out in the number family. Now that we know two numbers for the number family, we can figure out the third number. What is missing, a big number or a small number? Well, we have, yes, that's correct, a small number. How do we find a missing small number? And say the subtraction problem.
87 minus 54.
Very good. Okay, listen while I read problem C. Chandra has an empty basket. She put some eggs in the basket. Then she gave away 37 of those eggs. The basket still had 14 eggs in it. How many eggs did Chandra put in the basket? In this problem, Chandra has an empty basket. Then she put some eggs in the basket. Then gave some eggs away. How many eggs did she give away?
37.
You guys agree? Well, okay, we should say it. Okay, so I'll write 37 under the out in the number family. How many eggs does she end up with in the basket?
14.
So I'll write 14 under the end up. Now that we know two numbers for the number family, we can figure out the third number. What is missing, a big number or a small number?
Small number.
Really?
Big number.
Let's look at it again. Chandra had an empty basket. She put some eggs in the basket. Then she gave away 37 of those eggs, and the basket still had 14 eggs in it. How many eggs did Chandra put in the basket? So we're trying to find the number that she started with.
Big number.
It's going to be a big number. Okay, how do we find a missing big number? Very good. Say an addition problem.
37 plus 14.
Very good. Okay, now in the next 3 problems, you're going to use your whiteboards. But all you're going to write for each problem, each of the 3 problems, is you're going to write the little diagram, end, up, out, and in. Go ahead and write your first one, please. Listen while I read problem A. Josh had $17 in the bank. Later, he put $12 in the bank. The next day, he went to the bank and took out $11.50. How much money did Josh end up with in the bank? Okay. The first part of the problem tells about the two values that went in the bank. Here is the number found. What is the first value that went in the bank?
17.
$17. Went in the bank. We're going to write it under the N. What is the second value that went in the bank?
12.
$12. We're also going to write that under the N. Do we know how much money Josh took out of the bank?
Yes.
Yes, we do. How much money did he take out of the bank?
$11.50.
So we're going to write $11.50 under the out part of the formula. Now we need to add the amounts that went into the bank. Say the problem.
17, 12.
What is the total?
29. Yes.
Now that we have two numerals in the number family, we can figure out the other number. What is missing, a big number or a small number?
Small number.
How do we find a missing small number?
Subtraction.
Okay, say the subtraction problem.
$29 minus $11.50.
Very good. Okay, so subtract to figure out how much money Josh ended up with in the bank. You can lay your markers down with your fingers. All right, lay your markers down, please. How much money did Josh end up with in the bank?
$17.50.
You're exactly right. Listen while I read, you may erase your boards. Write your ends up out in format. Okay, listen while I read problem B. A water tank has some water in it. 250 gallons were taken from the tank. Then another 720 gallons were taken from the tank. This tank still had 1,150 gallons in it. How many gallons were in the tank in the beginning? The first part of the problem tells about the two amounts that were taken from the tank. Here is the number family. What is the first amount taken from the tank?
250 gallons.
Thank you. We're going to write that under the out. What is the second amount taken from the bank, from the tank?
720 gallons.
That two goes under the out because it's taken out of the tank. Do we know the amount that was still in the tank?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much money was still in the tank?
1,150 gallons.
We're gonna write that under end up. Now we need to add the amounts that were taken out of the tank. Say the problem.
250 plus 720.
Thank you. Add to find the total. What is the total?
970 gallons.
Very good. Now we have two numerals in the number family. We can figure out the other number. What is missing? A big number or a small number?
Small.
A big number.
How do you know?
Because we know that they took away 250 gallons, 720 gallons, and they were still up to 150. But we don't know how many were in there in the beginning, we think it was a big number.
Thank
Because they
you.
had to take
Very
away
good.
some.
How do we find a missing big number?
Addition.
Addition, very good. Say the addition problem.
1,150 plus 970.
All right. Add to find the total. So how much was in the tank at the end of it?
2,120 gallons.
Good job. We have one more. Listen while I read problem C. A farmer had 543 bales of hay. She fed 247 bales to her cattle. She sold 85 bales to a neighbor. She threw 4 bales away because they were moldy. How many bales did she end up with? Okay, the first part of the problem tells us how many bales of hay the farmer started with. Here is the number family. How many bales did the farmer start with?
534.
500.
534.
So we're gonna put that under the end section. The second part of the problem tells us the three amounts of hay bales that were taken away from the starting amount. What is the first amount that was taken away?
247 bales.
Let's place that under the out. What is the second amount that was taken away?
85.
Let's put that also under the out section. And what is the third amount that was taken away?
4.
4. Now we need to add the amounts that were taken away from the starting amount of hay bales. Say the problem.
247 plus 85 plus 4.
Very good. Add to find the total. Now that we have two numerals in the number family, we can figure out the other number. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't ask you for the total. What was your total?
336.
336. Now we have our two numerals. Okay, now that we have two numerals in the number family, we can figure out the other number. What is missing? A big number or a small number? Think about it for a second. What's missing? A big number or a small number?
Small number.
Thank you. How do we find a missing small number?
Subtract.
Very good. Subtract to figure out how many bales of hay she ended up with. Okay, how many bales did she end up with?
198.
So, you remember what I told you the name of the strategy was? You don't remember? It's really hard, it's this. End about in strategy. And it's designed to help you solve what?
Subtraction. Subtraction and
Addition.
problem.
Road problems. And what?
Multi-step problem.
Very good, very good. All right, thank you.